my channel. So today I'm really excited to film this eyeshadow tutorial and like first impressions on this new ColourPop 30 pan eyeshadow palette. So this is their It's a Mood eyeshadow palette and it is just so pretty. I saw it on Instagram and then I just was like, I need to play with this palette. I need to get my hands on it, and then lo and behold, I actually received it in the mail from them, but it is not sponsored in any way. They just sent it to me, I guess, to play around with and to hopefully share with you guys. So I'm really excited to film with it and to create an eye look for you guys. So I actually had my eye on a couple of shadows before I even saw this palette in person, and I was so excited when I saw that they had this like perfect olive green shade here, and there was just like so many stunning colors. I feel like this is like a really great fall palette, and we are in September, so fall is quickly approaching, and I just am loving the vibes of this palette. As you guys can see, you have like a ton of shadows to choose from. You have like your nudes in this corner, then you have some golds, you got blues, purpley shades, some beautiful olivey green shades over there, and then there's like metallics, even some cranberry shades down there which look really, really pretty. Then I can see there's a bunch of different formulas. Looks like they have some pressed glitters, they have some metallics. It is just so great. It's so versatile and I love it. So I'm really excited to create a look for you guys and give you guys my honest opinion on this little palette here. So when they sent it to me, it came with this like little cute paper here that will tell you everything about the palette. So it's really cute because as you guys can see, it's like a little sweater and it says all the feels. So I feel like this is just like the perfect like fall palette, as I said, because it just like gives you that cozy feeling, and it's like a little sweater, and then it says introducing our newest 30 pan palette, It's a Mood. This perfectly moody palette delivers all the sultry, rich shades you've been craving this season. And then for the shades, it says there is a range of rich rusts, pops of plums, glimmers of greens and teals. And for finishes, it says there's mattes, metallics, and pressed glitters. Okay, so those are the three finishes that you will get. I thought that there would be more, but you are getting mattes, metallics, and pressed glitter formulas in there, so I just love it. And as for the palette itself, if you have one of their 30 pan palettes, it's like the same type of packaging. It almost feels like a velvety feel to it, which is really nice, and it's like this like almost like peachy nude shade, so it's really nice. And then you open it up and you have the 30 shadows there, and then the top, I do wish that they had a mirror in there, but I guess to keep the price point low, they decided not to include one, but a mirror would have just like taken this palette to the next level. But I'll just be happy, hopefully, that the shadows are really good quality, and usually I love the ColourPop shadows, so I'm not expecting any less from this palette here. But I also love the fact that you are getting the names of each shadow on the front there. So I'll pop in like a close-up so you guys can see better, but there is the names of each shadow on the front, which I love. That's just a little personal touch that I love. And the actual front here seems to be like a shiny type of like cardboard texture there, so it's kind of nice. That just seems like it's like good quality. And then on the back, you also get the names of the shadows there with that like copper embossing. Okay, so before I get into the shadows, I'm first going to set my under eyes with a translucent powder. So I like to do this when I have my foundation already on because I don't want any fallout to ruin the rest of my makeup. So I'm just gonna take a translucent powder and place that all on my under eyes. So this, like I said, will help any shadows that want to fall just be easily wiped away. So that's definitely important. And I'm actually gonna place quite a bit on because I just wanna make sure that I don't get any fallout, especially because I am quite heavy-handed when I use eyeshadows. So I just really wanna make sure that I don't ruin my makeup. Okay, so now that we are all set, I'm going to put some eyeshadow primer on to my eyelids. And this one is the Morphe Translucent Eyeshadow Primer. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and put it on my eyelids. And I already do have my eyebrows done, and I have an updated eyebrow tutorial that I will link in the description for you guys. But just to kind of speed the video along, I just made sure that my brows were already done. Pat in that primer, and I always love to use a primer before any eyeshadow application because it just really makes the shadows stick better and adhere nicer and just kind of blend out even better. So this one's nice because it's translucent, so it will match with any skin tone. And all you need is your fingertips just to pat that in. So I am super drawn to those greens in the palette there. I feel like this whole row here is kind of like golds and greens and teals, and it's just like so pretty. And that olive shade there called Oblivion just is screaming out to me. So I feel like I really wanted to do another green look, like an olivey green look, especially for like the fall season. I just love a green eyeshadow. So I think I'm going to play around with those shades, and I'm not really sure what kind of look I want to do yet, but I'm definitely gonna go into that one. So I kind of think I want to do a little bit of like a halo eye. So I'm gonna first start off with this beautiful, like almost like a light pumpkin-y matte shade there. That one is called Crave You. And I'm just gonna take a ColourPop E2 blending brush and smoke that out into the crease. So even though I want to do green, I do want to kind of warm up the crease with that nice like burnt orange warm shade there. So that's really just gonna help the green blend, because I know that using green shadows can be quite difficult. So that shade is a really nice and pigmented. I honestly didn't even have that much on my brush, and I feel like it is just so pretty. You guys can see I just kind of really went very liberal with that shade and just blended it out all into the crease there. I really want to make sure that that orange will stick out even when I put that green shade. So I am going to do like a green halo eye. So I think I'm just going to go right into that green that I've been eyeing. So I'm going to be taking this ColourPop E25 brush, and I'm going to go right into that beautiful olive green shade there. That one there is called Oblivion. As you guys can see, it is like a really beautiful olive green matte shade, and it just feels so buttery. So I'm really gonna focus on packing it on to the inner and outer corners there, because I do want to create like that really rich green halo eye, and I think I'm gonna use like a metallic in the middle there, so I want that green to really stand out. So that I'm really impressed with that green shade, because it's not like skipping on the lid. I feel like it's really blending out nice, because I've used a lot of like matte greens that can be kind of hard to work with. So I'm really loving this one, and as you guys can see, I'm focusing most of the colors on the inner and outer corner, and I'm also bringing it into the crease there. I'm not really worrying about the middle of the lid. I just want to make sure that it's blended up into the upper crease. But I still want to make sure that that orangey shade will come through. That's why I really like this ColourPop E25 brush, because if you guys can tell, it kind of has like a thin like fluffiness to it, so it's really good for being a little bit more precise. So as you guys can see, there's quite a bit of fallout with that green shade, but I definitely was not light-handed and I packed that green in there. But just to be safe, it's a very good thing that I put that under eye setting powder, so hopefully it will all wipe away. So I'm gonna focus on the middle of the lid there to create more of that like halo eye, and I'm gonna go in with this ColourPop E3 like flat little packer brush there, and I'm gonna go first into the shade here called Surface. So that is like a really nice metallic-y green shade there. I'm just gonna place that on the lid as a base, because I do want to go into that beautiful pressed glitter. That metallic green is so pretty. It's almost like a lime metallic green with like some gold in it. And it's very, very nice. As you can see, I'm just using it right now just as a base before I go into that pressed glitter. Okay, now so I'm sticking with that same ColourPop E3 brush, and I'm gonna go into this stunning pressed glitter shade that totally caught my eye as soon as I opened this palette. That one there is called Ritual, and I'm going to just place that on the middle of my lid there, and I think it's gonna really make that green even pop more. And so that shade is kind of like a golden green. It's just like so pretty, so I'm very excited. As you can see, I don't have any primer. I'm just using that shadow, and it is like so beautiful, and it just like pops on the lid. Crazy messy now, but just stay with me. When we wipe everything away, it'll all look good, I promise you. But to add some more green on the outer corners, I'm gonna go into this beautiful like teal shade here. That one is called Mystified, and it is a nice matte teal shade. And as you guys can see, I'm just placing that further on the outer corners. That is really gonna accentuate that green color. Okay guys, I'm wiping off the under eye setting powder. I thought I filmed it, but my camera was off. So I just used this little fluffy brush here and just wiped away. And as you guys can see, it's literally as good as new. So I love that trick. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with this little pencil brush. This is a ColourPop E28 brush. I'm gonna go back into that beautiful olive green shade there called Oblivion. And I'm just gonna smoke that on the lower lash line. So as you can see, I'm just taking it pretty low on the lower lash line. I'm just smoking out that olive shade. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight the inner corner of my eyes, and I'm gonna use this beautiful golden metallic shade there. That one is called Love Song, and it's just like a really pretty golden champagne shade. So I'm gonna take that with this Morphe JH41 brush and just place that on the inner corners. Okay, now in the waterline, I'm going to be using this ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the shade called Fast Lane, and this is like a really pretty like deep forest green shade, so I'm just going to use that to line the waterline. Okay, now I'm just gonna put on some mascara. I'm gonna use the ColourPop Act Natural Defining Mascara in the shade Brown. So I really love this brown shade, and I'm just gonna place that on the top and bottom lashes. Okay, so this step is optional, but I love me a good lash, so I'm gonna pop on a pair of lashes, then I'll be right back to talk about the completed look. Okay guys, so that is the completed look using the new ColourPop It's a Mood palette. I am living for these green shades. I just think that they look so nice. They're perfect for the fall time and this like colder sweater weather. So I just love it. I love the fact that this palette has so many shadows to choose from. I love that they give you many different formulas and formulations. And I just love this pressed glitter here that I used on the middle of my lid there. I just love it. Those greens are just amazing. They are like so buttery and pigmented. I did get some fallout, but that's to be expected, especially with matte shadows with so much pigmentation, and I am definitely heavy-handed. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's like a crazy storm going on right now, so if you hear like a rain and thunder, don't mind. But I really do love this green kind of like halo eye that I created, and I actually might be doing this for a wedding because I'm going to a wedding and I think I'm going to be wearing like an emerald green. So I'm just really excited that this palette has those beautiful greens in there, and I'm like eyeing so many other shades in this palette. So let me know what other looks you guys would like to see using these shadows. If you guys want to see like some cranberry looks, these are like some really nice like rich kind of plummy cranberry shades, and then there's even some blues in there. You got your silvers. There's just so many like beautiful shades to choose from. I feel like this palette truly has everything, every formula, everything you would need. So I love it. I love the way the shadows perform. They are so pigmented and they feel so high end. So I hope you guys like this tutorial and my first impressions using this beautiful new 30 pan palette from ColourPop. And if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!